Hi everyone. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to go through how to use open broadcast software to record a presentation that you're doing on your local machine and submit it to your instructor. So to start off, we need to download the software. So we go to obsproject.com and you'll come to this page. We're going to go straight to clicking on the download link. Once you see the download link, you'll notice that it's available for Windows, Mac, and Linux. And whichever operating system that you happen to be running, it's going to auto-detect it and go to the right one. For Windows, which is what I assume we're going to use now, let me just shift things over so we can see here. The quickest way to install it is to download the installer. Just double-click on the installer and it'll install for you. You can also download the zip file, and I'm going to go through that as an example now. So you'll download the zip file. Once you click on that, after a couple of seconds, if you go and check your downloads, you'll notice that it's been downloaded. It's whatever your default download directory is. If you're not sure, you can click on the Show in Folder button. It'll bring it up. As you can see, there's what I just downloaded. From here, I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to go to extract and click on extract again. This is going to take a couple of minutes to do its thing, just because it's a lot of files. It takes about a minute and a half to do it. Once we have that extracted, we're going to go down to the bottom of this section here and we're going to look for where that file got extracted to, which is OBS full. And all you'll see in there is you'll see bin, data, and OS plugins. And that's exactly what you want to see. Just go into bin. You'll see two more folders, either 64-bit or 32-bit. If you're running Windows 8 or higher, odds are you're looking for 64-bit. If you're running Windows 7, it's kind of 50-50 which one it's going to be. I'd advise you try the 64-bit first. If you get an error saying that it doesn't work because it's the wrong size, then try the 32-bit one. Double-click on the whichever version you need to use, and you go and you look for OSB 64. It might just turn up as OSB 64 on its own, or it could say OSB 64.exe. It should have this little kind of wheel next to it. Kind of looks like an old school film reel. It'll definitely have application stated over here. So once you do this, just double-click here. It's going to prompt you to see if you really want to run this. You're going to say yes, run it. And you're going to get a license agreement right away. Agree to your license agreement. It's saying it's an open source product that you're using and you're allowed to use it and all that sort of fun stuff. After a couple of seconds, your screen will come up. Now you notice part of this is off the screen. That's just because my recording surface that I'm using right now is not quite set big enough. But this is what the software looks like. I'm going to just squeeze this over a bit so we can kind of see it all. Otherwise, I'll be in the way of the buttons here. So, as you can see, it's just blank. There's nothing on it. We need to be able to add something to it, and we do this by going to our sources. So the first thing we want to be able to do is add our backdrop or add our screen. So we're going to click on the plus sign, then we're going to come up to our display capture. We can give it a name if we want. Windows screen, and then we'll say OK. And we had to make source visible. You can see that I can pick. I have two monitors on this computer, so I can pick which monitor I want it to use. I'll pick this one for a second, and you'll see why I'm not using it. This one gets a bit inception-y because that's the screen I'm currently on, but I'm going to pick the other screen for right now. So I'll pick the other screen, and you can kind of see what the computer screen looks like. I'll hit OK, and you can see that it's back here showing my screen. Perfect. Now I want it to capture my webcam. I got to do the same thing again. I'm going to click on plus, and this time I'm going to go to Video Capture Device. Here I'm going to put in webcam, and I'm going to say OK. Again, my system happens to have a lot of various webcams on it. I'm going to pick one of them, and here I am. Again, I'm going to say OK. And now my webcam actually has me in the video. I'm going to move myself to wherever I think I want to be, and I might even kind of shrink myself down a little bit. If you did this the other order around, it might have come in like this, and you won't see yourself. All you have to do there is just click on whatever one the webcam is, and just drag it to the top, or the top one and drag it to the bottom, just so they flip positions. Whichever one is on top is the one that's going to be seen first. It's the easiest way to think about it. At this point, you're pretty much good to go. I'm just going to shift this over a touch. One thing you do want to check before you actually do any recordings, you want to go to File, Settings, and in the settings, you're going to go down to Output, and make sure that the recording format is MP4 and not anything other than MP4. Just say Apply, and OK. Just OK should do as well. And at this point, you're good to go. You're ready to do whatever you need to do. Okay, and I'm going to stop the recording right now. I'm going to start it up again in a second just to show you how to get your PowerPoint to work with this. Okay, we're back, and what I'm going to do quickly is just show you how to load up PowerPoint. So I have PowerPoint all set up here, and it's a fairly simple PowerPoint presentation, as you can see. A couple of little settings in this can make your life a whole lot easier. The first one is we go to Slideshow, and then we want to go to Custom Slideshow. Oops, sorry, Setup Slideshow. And instead of presenting for a full screen, you want to pick Present in a individual window, and then you can kind of pick a resolution that you want to send it to. I usually pick 1280 by 720. If you have it set up so that your slides are more square than they are long, then probably 1024 by 768 is a better choice for you. So that's what I would recommend. So I'm going to leave it like that. Okay, at this point, I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it onto the other screen. So now you can see it in my backdrop, and I want to position it somewhere on the screen so that I'm not really in the way too much. And then I'm going to just hit the play from the beginning. So now my slideshow is going, and I can position this wherever I need to so that it's fairly out of the way. Then I can adjust the size that I happen to be down a little so I'm not too much in the way. In fact, because I'm going to do something else, I'm going to move me to the other side because I'm going to be over here for parts of this too. All right, at this point, I can give my presentation. All I have to do is click on Start Recording. And at this point, I'm recording my presentation. As I click Next, I get to my next slide. I can explain whatever I'm supposed to explain in that next slide. This is the last page of my slide. My presentation is done. I come back over and I can click on the Stop button, and my recording is stopped. The very last thing that you need to know is where that file went. So that file went to, I'm just going to go to my videos. Pictures, videos. And that file went into my video folder right here. You can kind of see because of the background being it. What it is, it's going to be dated, today's date, and the timestamp on it. You want to give this a name of something that's useful for you. And you can even double check that it worked by double clicking on it. And after a second or so, it should run. And at this point, I'm recording my presentation. As I click Next, I get to my next slide. And now it's running. I'm not actually talking twice. I'm just going to stop that and close it up. And that is the file that you upload to your instructor. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact your instructor. I'll talk to you all later. Bye for now.